Hello, students, and good evening. This is your test that will be for tomorrow. It's your usual ACT questions, 33 questions, 3 points apiece. And I'm just going to go through each of these. And some of these you've seen before. And so I'm not going to give you the answers, but you can at least know what's going to be on it. All right. For this question, okay, for which of the following conditions will the sum of integers m and n always be an odd integer? And so this one, just replace m with an even number and n with an odd number and see what happens. All right. Then 8% of 60, so 60 times 0.08, and then take 1/5 of that number. Okay, the length of a rectangle is 5 inches longer than the width. The perimeter is 40. What is the width of the rectangle in inches? Okay, so this is going to be one where you take x plus 5. That's going to be your length, and then width is x. And so now you have 4 parts of your rectangle, or 2 parts of your rectangle. Got to have the other sides, which is x plus 5 and x. You'll have all of those on one side, 40 on the other, and when you solve for x, you'll find your width. Okay, 31. All right, the length of the 2 legs of a right triangle. All right, so this is going to be, again, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, but be very close, pay close attention to the midpoint. All right. She has 8-foot high rectangular walls. Okay, she buys paint. Okay, the 2 walls are 10-foot wide, and 2 walls are 15 foot. Okay, 1 window and 1 door. Okay, eat up 60 square feet. So what is the area and surface that she has to paint? And this is a very good question for those of you that are going into any type of interior work or any type of labor work. You're going to have to be able to know how to convert, okay, from what I have to either square foot or square yards or square inches, something along those lines. Okay, and so anyway, you'll find your area of all 4 walls, okay, and then take away the 60. All right. There's a multitude of ways that you could solve this, but remember that when you're looking for slope, it's negative a over b. A is in front of the x, b is in front of the y. Okay, so I've got to get both of these on the same side. There's a couple of ways I could do this, but if I just subtract 7y from both sides, then that means I have negative 4 over negative 7. Okay, so again, your A is always in front of the x, B is always in front of the y. Equilateral. Okay, or a quadrilateral, all of these, every quadrilateral has 360 degrees, find angle C. Okay, other one, okay, points B and C, okay, lie on AD. The length of AD, so all of this is 30. AC is 16. BD is 20. All right, how many units long, if it can be determined, of BC? I'm going to give you a hint. It's not letter E. Okay, so you can solve this. All right, question 3. Distribute. Okay, solve for x. Question 4, similar to the one that we saw above, 40% of 250. Okay, so 0.45 or 0.40 times 250. Okay, and then what do you do with that 60%? Okay, to find the number you're looking for. This one, very similar. Moving your y's to one side, x's to the other, and solving. Don't forget, when you divide or multiply both sides by a negative, you're going to need to flip the sign. Okay, you have ABC. All right. To find area of a triangle, it's always 1/2 base times height. 1/2 base times height. Now, pay close attention to what they're asking. What is the side of the square? So you got to read the whole question. Question 7. Now, you will see part of this question again later on, but right now you're just reading this part, okay? And it's, you have two bakeries that they're comparing, okay? This particular person walks in with $10 in quarters, okay? What is the maximum number of quarters he would have left after paying for a box of 25? Okay, so there's a box of 25, and there's 425. Okay, solve from there. All right, this is one that we've been working on this week. Okay, I know a straight line is 180 degrees, so 180 minus that gives me this angle. 180 minus that gives me this angle. Add them up and subtract from 180, and I'll get that. Okay, 9, just plugging in -4 for x. Be sure that you use parentheses, okay, when using negative numbers in your calculators. If not, it will come out wrong. All right, this lady manages a company, has 116, which is equal to 8 plus, twice the number they had last year, 2x. Okay, so you have 116 is equal to 8 plus 2x. Okay, Joseph has 425-foot long fence installed around his yard. Okay, there's a $500 fee, comes to a total of $2,200. What is the cost per foot? Okay, and I just set up the equation, 500 plus 425x equals 2,200. And solve from there. Here's the second part of that question I was talking about earlier. Now you're just seeing the bottom part. And again, if we buy 20, how much are we paying per piece? And round it to the nearest cent. All right. The slope question that we dealt with earlier on this week, there's a 10-year difference. Okay. They spent $620 in this year and $1,000 in this year. Okay, so it's 380 over 10, so it's a $38 a year difference. Okay, and they want to know how much in 1991. Okay, here's my number, 9.2371. That's the square root of a number that exists. Okay, they want to know which two integers is it between. Okay, well, if this is 9, so I know that it's got to be between 9 and 10. If I square this number, my number is going to lie between 9 squared, which is 81, and 10 squared, which is 100. Okay, I actually gave you that one. All right. You have points. You have point B is -3 and 4. The midpoint is this. They got to find the other endpoint. Not only is this an ACT question, it's also an EOC question. Okay, and then, okay, you have these 4 points. Put them out on the graph. What percent is lying in quadrant 3? Okay, 17. They want to know which one of these is correct. All of these, okay, cosine, sine, tangent, sum, old hippie, opposite over hypotenuse, caught another hippie. Okay, CAH, adjacent over hypotenuse, tripping on acid. Okay, tangent over opposite over adjacent. Okay, so one of those, okay, is equal to this. All right, 4 of them are incorrect, 1 of them's correct. All right, distribution problem. This one, okay, when we went over it in class, I did it wrong, so I'm just going to give you the answer. It's C. Okay, so there's 2 that I've given you. All right, put these in order. Okay, 0.2, 0.03, and 1/4. Figuring out which part goes with which side. So I have 6 over here and 3, 10 over here and 5. I wonder what that side is right there. Figure it out, answer the question. All right, another average question. Okay, these are the 4 test scores, okay, that this person has done. Okay, they're going to take a 5th quiz, but that person wants a 90 as an average. Okay, well, if I take 90 times 5, it'll get 450. Okay, and solve it from there. Okay, plug in -5 where the x is. Again, use parentheses. So this is going to be parenthesis, -5, parenthesis squared. Okay, if you plug it into your calculator without using parentheses on negative numbers, it's going to be wrong. All right, solving for x, just distribute and solve. Okay, again, have my slope, but be careful. Remember, a is in front of the x, b is in front of the y. Okay, all right, and this one, okay, she ran 1 2/5 miles this day, 2 1/3 the other day, and what's the total distance? Calculator can do that. Okay, and probability, last one, 13-member club. Okay, they decided that that who will be chosen at random cannot be one of the 3 officers. All right, so what is the probability that Samara will be chosen? All right, so that's pretty much your test for tomorrow in a nutshell. If you have any questions about these, see me in the morning before the test. And I hope you do well on it. And I will see you tomorrow. Take care.